All right, this is late in the afternoon to finish up a part 6 on the solo backs. We're getting ready to put on the cover. We've already put the one on. This is the passenger side. And I want to go through a few tricks and tips that might help you guys. First thing of all, a lot of people, we talked about using grocery bags, the polyethylene to help slip the covers over. That is, garbage bags work for you. It's okay. I don't like it because they are so thick, and if they wrinkle and stuff, if you don't like to lister them down as you go over the top, that will bulk up. I use from our local Home Depot. Get this in a large roll. This thing was huge, probably 2 or 3 years ago. Was 4 or 5 inches. This works very well. Let's go over the detail on this real quick, and we're going to move this camera up here, and then I'll move it back and see if we can get you a good, decent picture. Here is the backrest with that saran wrap on. I also have talcum powder. Very light scent, but nobody's ever going to know it. It's hard to find non-scented talcum powder. But you just dust this, wipe it in. Now you've got a way when you start pulling this vinyl over that it will slide, because it's not going to want to slide very well over cotton. Now she'll slide over. All you're concerned about is getting over this crown. Now you'll see the clamps on here. Now this is just an old Indian trick we use. You know, these things, these springs are really tight. Get you some clamps, pull this thing down, make this thing as forgiving as you can. If this was out, this would be 2.5 inches more out. Then you have to try to squeeze. Well, old tricks the trimmers use, they do drawstring. I use clamps. It's not hurting a thing. We'll work until we get down to this point. We'll release them, we'll put them on the bottom side. So we're hoping that this little DIY, how we stretch the covers, because these are going to be tight. The other one in there, you could probably play old Dixie or some song off of it. They're so tight. Let's get started and set this camera back. Right now, hold that up there, Sammy, please. I've got a little bulk back here handling it. I'm going to cut this saran wrap off up to where I glued it. And you say, well, glue, plastic don't like saran wrap. Again, here's that famous 377 or 77 Super. Just tack it. Don't tack it on the top. Tack it on the side and the back. Pull that saran wrap over and it will stick. And it will not move. You're not considered or concerned about getting all down here. You want to make this corner. So let's get started. It's late Friday. I think the brides want me to go cook something on the grill. I hope I can get this knocked out for you guys. All right, here is the backboard. Let's move this camera back here a little bit out of the way. And we hope you can get in here and see this. All right. And this is going towards the back. So we want to make sure that we're headed to that back panel. There you go, dear. We're going to start out up here on the top. You're getting a little over. I've got to have some material here. I'm going to start dead serious on the top. You're pulling too quick or something, hon. Pick her up there. Okay, let me get started a little bit. Okay. Now start over.
Okay.
Let's start down this side. I'm hoping I'm not in the back where you can't see. I'm gonna have to look inside. We got to get this over the top a little better. Push her down there. Get that daggum top right on the money. Watch yourself there, dear. You help me pull. I have to pull her even. hair roll. As you can see, even as big as I am, I'm having a little trouble trying to get them old fingers in there. But you can see now we're on the top. I think I'm gonna move my clamp up here closer. You got a hole, Trevor?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hang on, man. I lost the foot off of it. Let's put this thing up here a little bit closer, within about 3 inches. Now we're drawn in. We don't have to fight it. How's yours? You should have come up to the side there, dear.
No.
Go ahead and come down then.
Hang on.
Pull her right on up there to
I
the...
lost my foot. Hang on.
Squeeze her right there. Squeeze her on in there. Alright. Now, you can probably see that I'm ahead of her. She's going to have to come down. Now we want to check this top. We want to make sure that we are on the top center. You going to come down a little bit there, dear? Let's come down to our clamp. Now, start inspecting. Because this right here has to be horizontal. Let's see if we can move around the corner a little bit here. This top stitch right here has to lay nice and horizontal. Got a good corner here. She's got a good corner over there. I'm happy.
Take your clamp.
Come around.
All
Alright, we're going to move the clamps down. We're hoping this helps you guys, because if you've ever been around and watched a trimmer try to fight these covers, also, this has been sitting outside in the sun. It's about, what we have, about 90, 85, 90 today. Mm-hmm. This cover is toasty warm right now. This is going to forgive this vinyl. This is tough old vinyl. Down to the clamp.
Almost.
All right, now we're going to release, and we're going to lean it over here, and we're going to catch the bottom. Open this little thing up. Let's get all that compression out of them springs we can get. All right, how are you?
Good.
Now let's turn her up here. We're going to work uphill. All right, it's coming along real well. I could use a little bit more clamp here. Now you see I'm coming up here to where this fits into the center, and you don't cut this out until you have hogged everything up here. If you do, you're going to be in trouble, because you're going to have one gaping hole that's out of line. So let's get this on up to the top. Don't pull that like that, honey. You always work the seam. She's been with me 48 years, and I still, I guess, get on to her, but you guys make a comment about that too if you want me to. I'll quit getting on her. Now, this clamp got to come off. I'm going to have to do this by hand, hold this in, and just work that up. Don't never want to pull on these corners. And I'm going to get you right up in here. You've already seen, and we've talked about cleats. You see how I've got a cleat. It's just a piece of fabric that is sewn here, so this will not pull on that seam. Both sides got the cleat in them. All right, we're ready to come up over the top.
I'm up over already.
All right, we're up. Now let's layer on its back here. And we're going to start looking at everything, make sure there's nothing out of the ordinary. Let's zoom this thing back a little bit. Sorry, I got the finger on the camera. Don't have one of them fancy ones, but one day. Now then, we're going to start working, pushing this, making sure all the welting is lining up here on the edge. You'll see some ripples right now in this part of it. We're getting some shattering, but we're not through stretching it. And then we'll go to work on stretching this down. And let's look at the back side. We want to make sure we're right on top. we got our hogs here. They come in and we'll pull. And as we do that, we'll watch this welting down through here, that it is all running right on the edge where it should be. And we'll probably end up putting a little heat on this evening. But we've already shown you about the hog stays, etc. I won't say etc., but anyhow, this pulls up in hogs. Actually, it's got cleats in there, and they come in with a wire, and they hook, and then this one comes over and hogs into here. And so that's been the end of the day for today. We hope this has helped, especially with the saran wrap, the talcum powder. And when you build these covers with backs on them, they do get a little bit contrary to put on, especially if you're a beginner. Don't give up. Got any questions or comments? We'll be glad and happy to answer them. Y'all have a great, wonderful weekend. And again, Bears Rod Shop, please share and come back and visit. Thank you.